morning, everyone.
Morning.
First and foremost, I just want to thank the African American Lodge for hosting this wonderful event. Too often, we don't get to hear from candidates before the primary, which is typically the most important election in Hamden. And a special thank you to Joe Davis and Liz Howard for organizing, and Jose for being our moderator. Lastly, thank you all for coming and engaging in this process. It means a lot. My name is Peter Sear. I'm a K-12 Hamden Public Schools graduate. Both my parents are teachers. My dad, Gil, retired from over 30 years of teaching at Kennedy High School in Waterbury. My mom, Sarah, just retired from a 43-year career at Ben Haven School, and I have 3 older siblings that all attended Hamden High. I graduated from UC Berkeley in 2016 with a degree in political science and government, where educators like Robert Wright inspired me to pursue a career in public service. At Berkeley, I was a member of the UC Berkeley swimming and dive team for 4 years, and in 2014, we were NCAA champions. I love the Yankees and Chargers, and I think sports and understanding team dynamics are essential to a well-run organization. After graduating, I took a job organizing for Hillary Clinton in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It was an formative experience outside of the liberal bubbles of CT and Berkeley. I'm a person that welcomes disagreement and criticism. I briefly worked at the Massachusetts State House before coming back to Connecticut to help Senator Murphy in 2018. I stayed on with Chris Murphy's campaign for 3 years, and he's still a role model of mine. I later worked for Governor Lamont, helping organize his 2022 re-election campaign, managing over 50 statewide organizers. Today, I work for a Department of Energy program that helps towns lower their carbon emissions. I do this work because I believe climate change is a crisis that we need to prepare for and solve. Thank you. My name is Peter Sear, and I'm running for mayor of Hamden to move our town forward and to keep it affordable, clean, and safe. Let's start with affordability. Unfortunately, I think anyone saying that they will lower your taxes is lying to you. We have years of pension debt to pay off and a limited fund balance. My plan to keep Hamden affordable revolves around stabilizing our fund balance and growing our housing supply, and in turn, our commercial grant list. As mayor, I would sell the Board of Education building and restructure our debt to generate revenue. Rates continue to decline, and Hamden needs relief. We've also identified about 1% of nice-to-haves in the operating budget we think we can cut without impacting services. This is not enough to fix our problems, but I'm committed to leaving no stone unturned. Ultimately, we need to grow as a town. In Connecticut, we are 400,000 housing units short, and in Hamden, our population actually declined last year. Due to restrictive zoning, we haven't built anything in years. Now our young people have no place to live, and we have an inflated housing market. This is a supply and demand problem and a huge opportunity for our town. Integrating our commercial and residential space zones and allowing permits for different living structures like accessory dwelling units is the most straightforward way to increase our grant list. When I look at the Hamden Plaza, I see a 1970s strip mall. That doesn't work in today's economy with Amazon. We need to create a downtown feel with housing on top and stores on the bottom. We can do this in many parts of town, including the State Street corridor, which is often forgot about and a great place for young people to live given its proximity to New Haven. In addition, by eliminating parking minimums, we can almost double the commercial real estate space available in town. We have huge unnecessary parking lots that make a lot of unwelcoming urban heat islands. We should develop these spaces. If our population continues to decline, it'll mean higher taxes for everyone. I see growing housing stock as a crucial aspect to bringing business back to town too. People shop in welcoming places. The last point on the budget I will bring up that many candidates who say they support education aren't addressing is the issue of our elementary school buildings. Westwoods and Shepherd Glen are 2 very old buildings that are in disrepair from years of underfunding. I find it very hard to see a world where we can pay for all these renovations, especially when you consider our high school also needs a new roof. This is not a popular issue, but likely will be the most important topic the next mayor will have to discuss. Obviously, closing a school is a last resort option, but we need to have this conversation and lead it with equity at the forefront. Themselves, my commitment is to keep education budget increases in line with inflation. I was raised by public school educators. I'm a product of Hamden Public Schools, and I believe in our public school system. The second pillar of my platform is to keep Hamden clean. We have a legacy of toxic in our town that we've not fully reckoned with. Recently, the town council moved $6.4 million in ARPA funds to fix the Newhall foundations. This money will likely not be enough, and we need to advocate to the state for a full solution. These families are entitled to a full remediation of their homes and still have not received it 25 years later. This is the right thing to do, and we need the state to hold up its end of the bargain. After the foundations are fixed, we need to start the conversation about the old middle school again. In this process, I'm committed to getting contamination reports to the community in an understandable way so that we know what's actually there. The buildings need to be torn down, but done safely in a way that doesn't impact the neighborhood. This is an expensive demolition, and again, will require the state as a partner. The middle school isn't the only spot with a legacy of dumping. Right next to us, behind us here, there's a 100-acre forest that's been largely barred from the public for 50 years. I intend to support the work of the Six Lakes Steering Committee and Save the Sound to get this site cleaned up and to a standard that's acceptable for a park. Lastly, for my day job, I help lower transportation emissions for towns and companies. One of the largest budget increases was from our transportation provider, and they have yet to put a plan in place for clean school buses. There are companies that can provide us better services, and I intend to make a competitive bid process for our next contract. Our provider should be utilizing the CT Green Bank to secure financing options that help clean our air also. Sorry, it's a little windy.
I know.
The final pillar of my platform is focused on keeping Hamden safe. Post-COVID, we saw a spike in crime, and now we're seeing a return to the norm. Crime fluctuates with economic uncertainty and also the seasons. I have a commitment to growing the town, and that will put an additional stress on emergency services. The past couple years, for good reasons, trust has diminished between the community and the police force. We need to build back these bridges and work to make our police officers pillars of our community. I'm not looking to make cuts to our police force. I actually think the answer is hiring more patrol officers to reduce overtime costs. This for me starts in high school. We need to build pipelines for Hamden kids to our police and fire academies. These are good paying jobs right out of high school, and students should be aware of these opportunities. This includes women, especially in our fire department. There's no reason a woman can't do the job if they pass the test. Red light cameras provide an opportunity to both calm traffic and fund road infrastructure improvements. I intend to use the funds from traffic cameras to build more speed bumps, improve traffic calming in our town. As you guys probably noticed, people drive crazy here, so we need to be conscious of how we make Hamden safer for pedestrians.
Yes.
Lastly, I'd like to talk about homelessness. This is a symptom of the housing crisis, and we need to deal with the unhomed with compassion. We will not solve this problem by further penalizing people, and we need to focus on meeting these community members with empathy and resources. That being said, we cannot have open drug use or dangerous behavior near our schools. We think this is all achievable and what Hamden needs to move forward. To end, I will just address the experience question because I hear it a lot. I believe I have a good resume and that my youth is my greatest strength. Touting the same experience that got us here is not logical, and frankly, I do not think the town could afford more of the status quo. It's time we looked for a younger generation for new solutions. I hope to earn your vote on September 9th and look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.